Now, on the day of our This Morning pantomime, it seems fitting to pay tribute to Britain's greatest and our favourite dame.
Last night, EastEnders and carry-on icon Barbara Windsor died aged 83 following a long battle with Alzheimer's. Her husband, Scott Mitchell, said his wife's final weeks were typical of how she lived her life and full of drama, humour and fighting spirit until the end.
In just a moment, we'll be discussing her incredible career that spans 7 decades. But first, here's a look back at the one and only Dame Barbara Windsor.
Joining us now to pay a special tribute to Dame Barbara Windsor is one of her oldest friends, Christopher Biggins, and also her former EastEnders co-star, Pam St Clement. Morning to both of you.
Morning.
Thank you for coming and talking to us about this today. Not quite the way we were hoping to start our day. But you've known her for how long, Biggins? 40 years?
40 years, yes.
When did you first meet?
We first met when Barbara was going through a little bit of a low point in her career. She'd had a fantastic opening, and then, as always, you know, you get into a lower...
A fallow patch.
A fallow patch, exactly. And so we did Old Time Music Hall, toured around the country with it, and I was the chairman and she was the leading lady. And she was a wonderful leading lady. I mean, she was just marvellous, really fun, good egg. Even though she knew that things weren't great, she just went for it.
Yeah.
And then later on, we did Guys and Dolls together, which was fantastic, playing lovers. And it was a fantastic experience, and we loved doing it. And we toured the country for about 9 months, and I organised all her digs, which was wonderful because she's, oh, go on, love, do that. It'd be nice if you, because I can't do all that business of, you know, where to go. And so I looked after her for that 9 months, and it was fantastic.
It must be, when you have a friend who's kind of a national treasure and a national icon, really, it must be strange sharing her with the world because everybody knows her. You felt like you knew her even when you didn't. But as a person, what was she to you? What did you think of her?
Oh, she was exceptional. She was a good friend, and if ever you needed anything, you go to Barbara, and Barbara would be there for you. I mean, you know, Barbara was the sort of woman, a bit like Joan Collins, who would never go out of the house without looking absolutely A1. She wouldn't, you know, put a Mac on and go out and buy something around the corner. She would have to do the full makeup. The seams on her stockings had to be perfect, and the hair had to be wonderful. So she would stay. And when you went to visit her, you just saw the real Barbara Windsor.
Yeah.
You know, it was fantastic. And she was a joy to be with. Her enthusiasm for life. And one thing I learnt from her was how to handle the public, because she was in a way over the top with the public. And, you know, we'd go out for dinner and it would take us about 6 hours to sit down. Yeah. Because she would go on the way, she would talk to people in the restaurant, she would talk to the whole restaurant. I mean, it was and
always
everybody loved her.
Yeah,
exactly.
So if you have to pick a memory, one particular memory of her, what would you pick?
Well, I think I would pick, she took Neil, my partner, myself, to Venice. And the 4 of us went, and we had the most wonderful time. And it was very relaxed, and, you know, even there, though, people recognised her. And, you know, but it was terrific, and we had the best time ever on a holiday, and she was such a good girl. She was wonderful. It seems hard to say that she's not going to be with us anymore, but she's not been well for the last couple of months, and it's a blessed relief in a way. And I have to say now, everyone's paying tribute to Scott, but Scott has been exceptional. Yeah. I mean, he has been and to begin with, people poo-pooed the marriage. Yeah. Said there's too many years between them and what is this going on, you know. It didn't matter. They were really in love with each other, and he stood by her right to the end, to last night.
Let's talk to EastEnders co-star Pam St Clement now. Morning to you, Pam.
Morning, Pam.
Morning.
Hello, Pam.
So tell us about the two of you on the set of EastEnders.
Oh, well, it was such an extraordinary thing when we knew that Barbara was coming into the show. I mean, oh, my gosh, what are we going to do? Barbara's going to be... I felt like curtsying when she came in. But, and, of course, I was terribly worried about... I think Larry Lamb mentioned this on BBC 4, Radio 4 this morning, her stature, because... We always, in the old days, used to hang the glasses over the top of the bar, and of course Barbara was quite small, and so I have a worry about after she'd washed up the glasses or wanted a glass to pour some beer into, you know, how she would reach these. But you know, we soon organised that so she'd be comfortable. And bless her, she said to me, "Please, please, tell me if I'm not doing anything right, if I'm, you know, if there's anything that you can help me with behind the bar. I mean, you know, she probably had more experience behind the bar than I did. But no, she settled into that beautifully.
And you stayed in close contact with Scott, didn't you? Have you spoken to him recently?
We've kept in close contact. He's kept me up to speed, as it were, with everything that's been happening. I've been out of the country for most of this year. And so I wasn't of much. Well, nobody could go and visit her. I mean, with the lockdowns and everything, it was impossible, which is sad in a sense, because it means I haven't seen her for nearly a year, and that is a sadness to me.
What's your overriding memory of her?
Overriding memory. Golly, I think all those wonderful scenes that were written for Pat and Peggy, particularly over the storyline with the love story with Frank. We had such fun. We had such good times. We both had the same work ethic, and we just got in there and did it. But I mean, I always go back to the very first time I met Barbara, and it was fortuitous in a strange sort of way. I was working at Joan Littlewood's theatre and at Stratford East, and I was doing a play in which I had to sort of turn to somebody, and it was a period piece, in a long frock, and I had to turn to somebody and just flip the back of my skirt up and just show them my bottom, and I heard this "ow" coming out of the audience. What's that? It sounds like Barbara Windsor. And indeed, that was the first time. How prescient that was, the fact that I met her afterwards and she said, "Oh, I loved it. And how prescient that was, because, you know, many years later, actually, we were together on the set of EastEnders.
Well, that giggle was iconic. Thank you. And I'm sorry, both of you, for your loss, and for her family and friends and anyone.
It's funny, though, isn't it,
her.
Biggins, that you know, we should be talking about this today on our Panto Day. We're dedicating our Panto to Bab.
Absolutely, because Barbara was a wonderful principal boy in pantomime. She went on to be a fairy, but in her youth, she was the most wonderful principal boy, and she could slap those thighs like nobody's business. It was wonderful, and this is a tribute to her, you're right. We're doing it for Barbara today, the pantomime.
Absolutely.